How many here believe teleporting objects, including humans, is impossible? I have an idea to share with you. An idea that real object teleportation is a natural phenomena, and just waiting for us to develop the technology. Beam Me Up Teleport is a project to do just that. Why do we believe real teleportation impossible? It is because today's science believes it needs to be created like Star Trek. Decode every particle in an object, transmit across space and then encode back into its real physical reality. First, this violates science's own laws. One cannot remove any physical object from our world. Second, four-year physics students calculated a time of 350,000 times the 14 billion years of age of the universe, to teleport a human into space with today's technology. This is why science's teleportation is impossible. They cannot create it. They do not need to create it, it is natural, and we will illustrate it being a natural phenomena. First, understand how real object teleportation works, nothing like science's Star Trek methodology. You and I are teleporting objects every day with our technology. We call it cut and paste, something like we did in kindergarten. We first select an object, some text, folder, picture, etc., and then cut it. When we do that, it disappears, or what I call dematerializes, in front of our eyes. We then determine where we want to transfer the object, and paste it there. When we paste it, it reappears, or rematerializes, at its new destination. Now understand, the actual movement of the object never requires any action on your part. All you did was select the object, cut it, selected a destination, and pasted it. Something else actually moved, or a term better, transferred it from one point to another. Now I want to give you another example. I have a website on a server in the Phoenix area, and from my computer in Palm Bay, Florida, I want to remove a picture from my website, and put it into a picture folder. I use my internet browser and go into my web manager application, select the picture, cut it, and then paste it in my folder. I just teleported an object 2,200 miles across the US. If you can understand this scenario, you understand how real object teleportation works. In cut and paste, the objects transfers from one point to another point without any intervention from us users. Do not worry what is going on in the background, just what we need to do in order to teleport our objects. Real teleportation works the same way. It transfers objects from point A to point B, however, it does it instantaneously. It has to be instantly or it would violate natural laws, the first law of thermodynamics. I will show this being the case happening today. In order to teleport we need to initiate it, control it and terminate it, just like cut and paste. One difference, since it is instantaneous, we need to establish the destination before we initiate it. Let us say I want to teleport Bob from here to there with my technology. First, I need technology at both points. I set the technology for teleporting Bob over there, then turn on my teleporter technology and instantly Bob is transferred. All of Bob is transferred, everything both physical and non-physical, without Bob missing a breath, or even a heartbeat, instantaneously. Let us now review some incidents of real object teleportation happening in front of our eyes today. Keep in mind, all we need is just one real incident of teleportation happening without humans instigating, controlling, and making it happen. Proves natural phenomenon exists. Tornadoes do some weird stuff. Some events within tornadoes are occurring outside current scientific thinking and laws, one being matter is being embedded within other matter. They cannot explain it, so it is just stated the tremendous wind force is doing it. The problems with this statement is that it does not happen in every tornado, and even in an E5 tornado of 385 miles per hour winds, no embedding was recorded. Teleportation also embeds matter into other matter. No other phenomenon known today can embed matter. There are 12 triangles on this planet which weird unscientific events are happening. Just 2 of them been written about, the Dragon and Bermuda Triangles, both having time travel phenomena, I will discuss just one incident happened in recent time. Bruce German left Acres Airport around 3:30 in 1970 flying a Bonanza to Fort Lauderdale, Florida with his father and a business associate. During their flight back home they experienced a phenomenon of achieving 87 miles instantaneously. Bruce today believes he went through some time machine. It is reported that shortly after takeoff at Acres, they viewed a lenticular cloud close to the surface of the ocean. Lenticular clouds usually form over mountains, when moist air travels up the mountain into the sky. The cloud takes the shape of a saucer, and some clouds creating an intensive vortex, like a tornado. On a clear day they experienced a blue-green fog and both compasses rotating, radar reception lost, and some psycho-alteration of his passengers. Bruce saw a tunnel in the sky and flew out of it. Was Bruce teleported? Many similar incidents still happening in the Bermuda and Dragon Triangles today. We do agree with the United States Coast Guard, most of the events are weather-related, maybe some though with lenticular clouds. There are 5 experiments comes to mind, besides all the quantum teleportation experiments happening in our world today. One is the Hutchison experiments, where objects are claimed moving in the air and through walls. Another in the New York laboratory, person walked into an electromagnetic beam, and was teleported to Africa. But Nikola Tesla was giving speeches in 1908 about altering waves to make matter disappear, reappear, and even move through the air. Keep in mind this was 31 years before the word teleport existed. But it is the 1943 Philadelphia experiment allegedly conducted by the Navy where real teleportation and embedding matter supposedly happened. Why didn't the ship stay at either destination, if teleportation really happened? Remember it requires 3 steps: initiate, control, and termination. The experiment was pulsing a very high energy vortex field, meaning it was on for a period of time and off for a period. This means without a termination, the ship was switching back and forth between the harbor and the ports. We can summarize here all the 3 incidents. Tornadoes, triangles, and experiments required a vortex-like field to initiate teleporting, a very high-energy vortex, with both an electromagnetic component and possibly a tensor component added. This next incident, being the 5th experiment, is quite different. Dr. Eric Davis submitted a teleportation report to the United States Air Force in 2004. It illustrates 4 forms of teleportation, 2 are theoretical, and 2 are real. First real one is quantum teleportation using entanglement to transfer information between 2 points instantaneously. Entanglement is a phenomenon over 100 years old, which when 2 particles are in a specific state, no matter what distance separates them, altering one will alter the other one also. Quantum teleportation is happening all over the world today in physics laboratories trying to develop quantum computers and networks. The other real one is mind over matter, or psychokinesis, which the Chinese had children perform teleportation using their minds, to move objects through space and even through container walls. Of course, current science criticizes these experiments stating they violate conservation laws of momentum and energy. Just like our cut and paste, all the children did was communicate the same processes we perform with our technology. They never moved anything with their minds, they communicated the 3 steps to teleport with their minds. The Air Force requested $7.5 million to further investigate psychokinesis. The 2 theoretical teleportations, wormholes and parallel universes, are not discussed in this talk. Natural teleportation will follow the same example quantum teleportation does, just transferring objects versus information. The big difference being quantum teleportation already has the destination, whereby natural teleportation needs to develop control, and terminate to teleport. First generation of object teleportation will require the object starting toward the destination, plus the destination already set up, to receive the object, before the process is initiated by the teleporter. Let's go back to teleporting Bob, from where he is sitting to over there. We would need to set up the technology at the destination first to receive Bob, then ask Bob to take a step toward that destination, then during that step, we teleport him. Understand, Bob would be transferred instantaneously over there, he would feel no effect at all, never miss a heartbeat, and everything within Bob is transferred. Now remember, it makes no difference what the distance may be, either just across the room or across the entire universe. Also, remember, the technology needs to be at both points. So, how would this work in real life? Presume one buys a product from some vendor, Amazon, Walmart, Sears, Lowe's, Safeway, etc., and they have the technology, a landing zone application, in their home, and the vendor has a teleporter. 1. The process is initiated by the teleporter sending the teleport request and harmonic signal to the landing zone via the internet. 2. The landing zone performs the following processes. 3. Sends back the GPS signal's coordinates. 4. Verifies the landing zone is empty. 5. Turns on XTEL oscillator, and verifies the signal is present and in sync. 6. Returns the ready-to-go signal to the teleporter. 7. Teleporter receives the ready-to-go signal and starts the teleporting phase. 8. Positions the platform to the exact heading to the landing zone. 9. Energizes the conveyor belt moving the object into the field. 10. The negating signal is pulsed to the transmitters. 11. The object is dematerialized. 12. The object transfers through the Earth to the land zone and rematerializes instantaneously. There is no way any intruder, robber, theft, etc. could interrupt or steal any property. One can only visualize of all the potential applications for real object teleportation. Everything cannot be replaced overnight, because it would put a tremendous economic impact on the whole world. It would need to be phased in slowly and each application replaced with something else. However, what would that something else be? Back in 1865, after the Civil War, there were no jobs for the returning military personnel. Horace Greeley told them to go west, young man, build a new frontier. Just as real object teleportation could eliminate many jobs, it also opens up a completely new frontier for humanity, a space frontier. Instant transfers for objects, no matter what the distance may be, makes anywhere in the entire universe available to every person on Earth, as long as the technology is at both points. Yes, this does mean we have to go there first. I am working on a second patent, to use teleportation as a propulsion system. It will allow a spacecraft to transfer through space at light speeds, making an Alpha Centauri mission less than 5 years. Keep in mind, during that 5 years real object teleportation would exist between Earth and the spacecraft. Crews could work 8 hours and sleep in their own Earth beds, just like any 8-hour job, also all supplies, meals, etc. all being available through teleportation. Even the spacecraft itself could be replaced. We would never need to use rockets again, the cost of space travel greatly reduced, rockets still used for 4th of July fireworks. Reducing costs for space travel allows many private enterprises to enter the field, not just internet billionaires. Exoplanets, here we come. It is time to get our heads out of the sand, and create some real innovative technology again in this century. Ben Rich, a Lockheed director of Skunk Works, a secret military operations vendor, told us in 1993 they have the means to reach the stars, and send the UFOs back home. However, it would take an act of God, to get it out of the military's secret box for humanity's benefit. The idea of real teleportation of objects being a natural phenomenon just could be that act of God. It is an easy task to prove, nothing like what science proposes playing with their Star Trek game. Remember, it only takes one of all those incidents illustrated to prove teleportation is natural. Teleportation does not need to be created, only the technology to develop applications. However, this cannot be done in someone's garage or basement. It will require a correct laboratory, with the right scientist and the needed resources in order to develop these applications. It is time today for us to return to true innovation, Use what Nikola Tesla told us 107 years ago, how to teleport by just altering waves. All those tornadoes, many experiments, the triangles and even psychokinesis are all using waves to perform their respective teleporting incidents. It is time we use Tesla theories, and make the 21st century a true innovative period instead of just more dumb gadgets, websites, etc. A time for humanity to expand well beyond Earth into the universe, to a new frontier. Time to create real solutions in stopping the pollution of the planet. It is now time for you and I to teleport.